that? Okay, great. And so now we're moving on to example 2. Again, please make sure that you're writing the example. Example 2, sketch. All right, you don't have to write the following, but example 2, sketch is fine. You have lots of problems in your homework where it's asking you to sketch. And we want to make sure that we can do that. So the first thing we're going to sketch here is a plane and 2 lines. I left out some words in the plane that do not intersect. So in order to sketch this, I'm going to start with a plane. I can draw a plane. Is green showing up okay, or is it not great? Not great. Okay. Switching to blue. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my plane. I'm going to give it a M. So this is plane M that I've drawn. Now, I want to draw now a line that, a line in the plane. So I'm going to start by drawing a line in the plane. Whoop, there's a line in the plane. I'm going to call it line R. Just looking at plane M and plane R, do they intersect? Yeah. Yes. Intersect means touch. Do they touch? Yes. At how many points do they touch? An infinite number of points. Everywhere on this line, there's an infinite number of points on this line that goes on forever. That is intersecting with plane M, okay? An infinite number of points that are intersecting right now, just like that. Just laying on top, they're intersecting, okay? Intersect is like touching, okay? Now I'm going to draw my other line, 2 lines that do not intersect. What is the mathematical name for 2 lines that do not intersect? Parallel, very good. So I'm just going to draw a parallel line. There's line S. All right, and my picture's not awesome, but we're gonna give us a little grace and say that that's okay. They're parallel. They do not intersect. Super. What if I wanted to draw a line that intersected plane M in 1 point? Yeah, so if I have my plane, a line intersecting it would pass through it at 1 single point, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and draw that just so you can see. Here's my line coming in, hits the plane, and passes straight through the plane and pops out the other side. Maybe this is line T, intersecting my plane at point A. So line T intersects at 1 single point, okay? Versus intersecting the whole lot of points when we're laying in the plane, all right? Okay, letter B, this one's very, very tricky. We're going to have plane R and plane S intersect. So we have 2 planes, and they're going to intersect. So I'm going to start by drawing 1 plane here. Good size plane. Here we go, plane R. They could, but remember now, so they could just touch, and that would be intersecting. You're right. So they could just butt up next to each other. But remember, planes go on forever in both directions. So even though I've drawn this rectangle, it's not contained. It goes on forever in 2 directions, yeah? So I'm going to draw slightly differently because this is kind of an interesting thing to do. I'm going to draw my plane S. So I'm going to come in and hit my plane, and it's going to pass through the back a little bit. I'm going to come in front here a little ways and turn the corner and hit plane R and what? And then, yeah, and so then connecting my lines here at the back side. There we go. There's plane S. And you'll see that they're sort of intersecting here where they're crossing. They intersect one another and form a line. And that's line J. Like a box. Yes, you could, absolutely. And so when you think about like a tissue box, which we're going to draw next, a tissue box, we've got the front side of a tissue box and maybe the bottom of the tissue box. And where those two edges, the two planes come together, they form that lower edge there, which is a line. Okay, an intersection line that goes on forever. Okay, but yes, that's another way to draw it. All right. Okay. Hey, good picture. Nice. Love it. Good drawing. All right. We're going to draw an apple juice box and then answer a couple of questions. So let's start. I'm going to go ahead and just draw a rectangle. And again, this is a plane, so it looks like a rectangle, but it goes on, could go on forever. All right. But we're just drawing a juice box. I'm going to label this rectangle with, starting in the upper left here, N, M, P, and Q for the vertices or the corners. And even though they don't look like it, they are points that we're identifying, okay? So even though I didn't make them really bold and make them big giant dots there, they are points at the vertices. We're going to go ahead and draw some diagonals. So I've got my diagonal and another diagonal. Try to make them as parallel as possible. So 3 diagonals that we can see and 1 invisible one. Try to make them as parallel as possible and about the same length. You'll get the better box, okay? And then I just need to connect them. So along the back side, I got the back. And then coming down the side. Whoop. And then the invisible third, the corner at the back, the invisible edges, come straight down with a dotted line. Whoa, look at that. And then another dotted line to the back corner. How's your box? How's your box? Fair? Good? Goodish? What do you got? We're going to get really good at drawing these. All right, so I'm going to start here at the top left here, vertice K, L, S, and R. K, L, S, and R back there. All right, so a couple questions to answer. Name, oh, green doesn't work good, sorry. Name 2 different planes. Name 2 different planes. Give me one plane. RPS. RKS. Okay, RKS. That's this back wall of our box. Yeah. So plane RKS. What's another plane? Yeah. KLM. That's on top there. Yeah, KLM is the top of the box. A little shading there. Sure. Plane KLM. Very good. You only need 3 points to name a plane, so those are great. How many planes make up our apple juice box? 6 is the answer, yeah. Got the top and the bottom, and then the 4 sides, okay? All right, very, very good. One more question. Name 2 different planes that contain line QP. Name 2 different planes that contain line QP. Yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight my line QP here, right here. There's our line QP. So what did you say for the plane? QPN. Yeah, that works. That's that front plane right here. So plane QPN. And what's the other plane that intersects? SRP. That'll work. SRP is the bottom plane there of our box. Plane SRP. There's lots of ways to name those planes, right? Yeah, we only need 3 points. There's 4 to choose from. Got lots of choices. All right. Do you guys have any questions for me? No? All right. That's the end of these notes. So you're working on this homework from yesterday. It is in Google Classroom, in the calendar, or in your books. Check your answers and put it in the bin when you're done.